Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show, Red Pill Edition. My name is Leon Jones, and in this segment, I want to talk about the war going on between good and evil, because it's very important. Because during these times that we are living here in 2020, you can see a big divide in this country to where you have one side who's moral, and the other side is evil. And it may seem like the side who is evil is winning. So, the title of this morning's video is going to be There is a Battle Between Good and Evil. Now, when you look at everything from the political side, you may hear statements come out from one side that say Republicans and Democrats are the same, or you vote for the lesser of two evils. Well, if you have listened to both sides, you're going to find out that one side is using deception while the other side is doing what they say they're going to do. Now, what is helping the evil is financing. You have people like George Soros. He's financing a lot of DAs. So the decisions to allow criminals to come into the street with no bail, very easy. And the reason why these criminals are coming out is because you have the Democrats allowing these criminals to participate in movements such as Black Lives Matter, Antifa. But at the end of the day, the Democrats are trying to win your vote. Just be clear. Now, on Friday, there was the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was a Supreme Court justice. Now, it's great that she was a powerhouse for women. But the problem I have with Ruth Bader Ginsburg is she was already sickly in the past, but she wanted to stay on the court so Trump would not pick another Supreme Court justice. And I believe when Trump picks a Supreme Court justice, it's going to be a smart move when he picks a woman. Why? Because then he can go after the Democrats for being sexist. Because when it comes to conservative women, like Sarah Palin and others, they get treated like dirt. Now, you're talking about some real evil. The congressional candidate that's running for the 7th seat in Baltimore that Elijah Cummings had before he passed, Kim Klacik, she was treated rudely by The View. And for you Republicans out there, do not go on these shows like The View. These women on The View are nothing but cackling hens. They're evil women. They're in it with the Democratic Party. And I told you, there's one thing that you got to talk about right now. If you are doing any political content when it comes to the Democratic Party, they're still the party of the Klan. They're still the party of the Klan. But here's the problem. They're not wearing white anymore. They're wearing black. Antifa and BLM. They're your Klan of 2020. Now, I'm not saying that the Republicans or their demonstrators haven't committed any acts of violence, but it is more or less the Democrats who are doing it because they're getting paid to do it. You see, one thing I see about the two candidates is one is a puppet and one is very strong. And my opinion about Joe Biden is he's going to continue to take marching orders from evil people. I do not believe that Joe Biden is an evil man. Now, what I'm going to say about Joe Biden is this: as a black man, the only thing he has done in his time in politics was put black men in jail. Same with Kamala Harris. And I don't believe Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are seeing eye to eye, because Kamala Harris had this gaffe where she talked about a Harris administration. And you should take notice of that, because Kamala Harris is definitely part of the left. She is even more radical than Bernie Sanders. And when you look at the left, they believe in LGBTQ, NP, because they're even letting individuals who should be on a registered sex offenders list out in public. They're letting all these looters out in public. And what you're going to do when you let these criminals out, they're going to go back and commit crimes. And they know they're not going to be prosecuted for it. And if you look at all these cities run by Democrats, they're failing. I'm talking about Baltimore, Chicago, Portland, Los Angeles, New York, Detroit, Milwaukee. Even there's a little failure going on in Indianapolis, although Indianapolis is more of a city with a white population. Seattle is another one. But what I'm telling you in this video is there is a battle between good and evil, right and wrong. Many of us are denying that. But every time you turn on the media is always lying. They're always accusing Trump of hate when it is the party of the Democratic candidates, the party of the Klan, the members of the Democratic Party, and the corporations, and the education. They're the ones who are hateful. They have all the money. And this is what's going on in this campaign. They're using their power. Again, money is power. They're using Act Blue. Act Blue is a nonprofit fundraising organization for Democratic candidates. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be very serious about it. Average Americans need to be ready for a fight, because Trump is going to put another nominee on the Supreme Court. And I think he should. Now, I know Obama's saying, well, we couldn't put Garland on the court. Well, they didn't put Garland on the court because basically Obama wasn't running again. He was essentially a lame duck anyway. He did not have the House. He did not have the Senate. Everybody knows that. And when you look at good and evil, you look at Joe Biden, he's given questions that a child could answer. He's being treated like a child. And I believe the Democrats, they're using Joe Biden. They're using his inability to control him. Because everything I see posted from Joe Biden and everything I've seen said by Joe Biden, I do not believe he's saying it. It's somebody else saying it. And see, this is that syndrome where you get a person They have no ability to recall. They have no cognitive ability. And are using that weakness to actually gain power. And if you have Biden and you have Harris in office, this is what's going to happen to the country, because the leadership at the top is going to be run by Kamala Harris. Now again, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have put a lot of black people in jail, particularly black men out there. Let me tell you this before I move on. And this has been a pet peeve. I put content out, and I put good content out. Some of you may not understand this content. But this content is to help you politically. Because if you look at it right now, black men, we're the people who are at the bottom. Now, I know you hear everybody talking about the high value man on YouTube, how much money you should have. But as black men, you don't hear anything about building businesses, getting together. But you black men out there, you will support female content. You black men will support all of the drama going on with these panels. They're talking about pumping and dumping. They're talking about women every day. And they allow women on their panels. But when it comes to the brothers out here, you don't support the brothers. Now, I'm giving you free content. I'm just asking you to like the videos and share the videos. But if you don't support my content, I don't get AdSense. I'm going to go ahead and just put all my videos on Patreon and charge $5 to $10. Because you're not going to support it anyway. I want real support to my content. I'm going to have a Cash App, PayPal, because I get up and make content. I used to do more videos, but people stopped supporting my content. I look at all my numbers here. I used to get 100 plus views on my videos. Now I'm getting 60 something views. That's appalling to me. And that makes me believe that I'm wasting my time. But if you brothers can support drama, then you should come support some education, because many of you are at the bottom. And our own black women think we're at the bottom. And at the end of the day, I'm giving you an education on what's going on in the real world. I'm in those streets. Now, I'm not in the hood. You got some brothers who are going to give you that hood knowledge. I'm going to give you what's going on in the suburban world, in the downtown world, in the country world, because you need to know what's going on. But you got to support the content. And all I'm asking you to do is to like and share my videos. I'm not asking for any donations right now, but if my channel is not going to be supported, you're going to have to donate. And there are a number of us brothers who are feeling the same way. And I'm one who does regular content. I'm not on these panels, and I wish not to have any panels. I'm not going to do live streams. I like doing regular, pre-recorded content. But I can see the frustration of some of these brothers out here who are actually creating content to educate brothers. And a reason why we will never get ahead as black men is because we have the envy and jealousy for each other. The bottom line is, many of us are not monolithic. None of us are monolithic. We have different opinions. We have different lifestyles. That's good. But we all, as black men, should support each other. A number of you can support these women all day. A number of you are enjoying having women as your dating coaches. How can a woman advise a man when a number of these women don't even know how to advise themselves? Now, going back to the politics, you look at the Democratic Party right now. It's been hijacked by a number of feminists. And these feminists are putting policies in place that are going to put us in jail. You look at Black Lives Matter, and if you don't believe me, you go to their website. It's anti-male, it's anti-family, it's anti-patriarchy. And a number of you brothers are marching with the evil. And a vote for the Democratic Party means you're voting for evil. Individuals that are secular. They don't believe in God. They really believe in racism themselves. That's why they keep us divided. The Democrats use us. This is what the evil has done. You look at the Christian church, how hypocritical that is. The Christian church is supposed to be about God. But it's about hypocrisy itself. These pastors aren't leading the charge. These pastors are out to get money. And these pastors get it from the black woman. But no matter what a Democrat says, the black women are always going to follow the Democratic Party. But they call themselves Christians. These are the people who believe in abortion. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was a big advocate of abortion. But when it comes to good and evil, people got to wake up. A Biden-Harris administration is going to mean that we are going to suffer. Many of us aren't taking it seriously. If you look at what's going on out here with the destruction of property, those two in office are going to bring that nonsense to every city. Now, what I'm giving you is 100% fact. The evil side is always going to use deception so you can second guess yourself when it comes to voting for the good. Because that person who's on the side of evil is always going to vote for evil. Now, we are in a state of division right now. And all I can tell you is this. When it comes to America, they're winners and they're losers. It's competition here. Yes, America has had its racism. But when you go against evil, who's against the police? But the funny thing about the evil, when something happens to them, they have money to provide their own security. But they don't want you to have security. They want to control us. And when it comes to the good is being drowned out by the evil. Because evil runs all of your tech companies. The evil is running all of your media. The evil is running all of your education systems. The evil is running the government. And the evil is running the corporate jobs. So when it comes to the good, we have to continue to put our messages out there. I mean, on the evil side, they don't want families. They don't even like children. They don't like men. They don't like the current society to which we live. But a number of them have never been outside this country. They don't understand what communism, what Marxism, and what socialism really are. But they like it. And the people that they're going after, and this is the evil trick, they're going after the young children. And the reason why you go after the young children is because they don't know any better. And a lot of what you see out here marching, they're individuals who went to college and they were probably living in their mother's basement, or they probably felt like they were in prison due to this COVID, so they wanted to let out a little steam. But again, you got people like George Soros out here, Bill Gates. You got Twitter. You got Mark Zuckerberg. These are evil people. These are people who don't care about you. They only care about themselves, because these are the individuals that want your money. You think about it. Politics is really all about money. The powerful people have all of the say. But when it comes to us as regular folk, many of us are still sleeping. And I'm going to tell you, this election is very important. And I hope Donald Trump puts his nominee through, because the Democrats, they're using mail-in voting. They're going to use ballot harvesting. Now, if you don't know what ballot harvesting is, that means individuals, if they see ballots lying around that weren't counted, even after the election's over, they're going to try to utilize those ballots to up their count. And Democrats are using it. In Michigan, they want to put their voting 2 weeks past Election Day. You see what's going on? The evil people want to get in power by cheating. But yet, they're talking about hypocrisy when it comes to Donald Trump putting a Supreme Court justice on the court. The president's duty is to appoint judges. But the type of judge that the Republicans are going to put on the court is one who follows the Constitution, where Garland, he was a leftist. And I believe there may be some other judges. Justice Breyer could retire. But at the end of the day, the fight is going to get worse between good and evil, because the Democrats are not going to let up. You're going to see a lot more deception going on. You're going to see a lot more fear and intimidation going on. And for you black folk out there who are voting Democrat, the voting bloc that the Democrats are going to have in the future is the illegal vote, if they take all three branches of government. Or let's say the president, the Senate, and of course the House. That's the legislative branch and the executive branch, because the Supreme Court still has a number of conservatives in there, although I don't trust Justice Roberts. He was a Bush appointee. But where I'm going with all this information, if you are talking about the political realm, you cannot have dissenting views now, because the left will chastise you if you have a different thought. You have families that don't like each other. You have couples breaking up over political views. At the end of the day, it makes no sense. You should have a diversity of views. Again, going back to what happened to congressional candidate Kim Klacik on The View, those women utilize immaturity. And the left is very immature. When they don't get what they want to stomp their feet. They want to call you racist. They want to call you sexist. They want to call you homophobe. When Biden is accusing Trump of not doing his job, he's not saying to Trump, or he's not calling out, well, what part of the job is Trump not doing? When it comes to COVID, he wouldn't have been able to do much either because COVID is brand new. Now, I don't believe in rushing a vaccine because now you look at the Democrats now, they were for a vaccine. Now they're against the vaccine because the Democrats, who are evil, they politicize everything that's trying to help this country. They want a Marxist country. And they're going through DAs, Black Lives Matter. They're allowing these criminal elements who were arrested for looting, destruction of property, assault, back out to do the same thing. And to prove to you that the evil's going on, you look at all these cities. Crime is up. Now, I'm not saying that everybody in the police force is honorable. And when I say not everybody, that's some. But most police officers do their job. We who cannot afford our own security need police officers. Because if you go to religion, you have a lot of unrighteous preachers out there, particularly in the black church. Because they don't advocate family. They don't advocate anything when it comes to a male role. They cater to the black woman. And of course, the black woman, you look at Stacey Abrams, and you look at a lot of these black mayors of these cities, they can't run these cities. They should not be in power. Because the African American woman, and not all of them, is the biggest feminist out there. And if you look at the evil, they're the ones who are driving some of these policies. I believe Bill de Blasio's wife is an African American woman. Now, again, I'm not knocking the African American woman because you have a number of feminist women in the Democratic Party. I don't trust them. They should not be in power. And if what I'm saying is very harsh against a number of women in power, well, let it be harsh. Because a number of you women who are in power, you're feminist, you're Marxist, you don't like men, you don't like the structure of this country. And from my opinion, if you don't like this country, move out of this country. If you want real communism, real socialism, real Marxism, why don't you live under those types of governments for a little bit? But I guarantee you, you will bring yourself back and you will appreciate this country. Because all of you who are evil people, you create more evil people by indoctrinating this nonsense in the children. Again, many of these children haven't had that much experience in life, but even children. These children are disrespectful to their parents. These children are disrespectful to authority. But when it comes to that battle between good and evil, there is a battle out there. I'm just telling people who are on the good side, you're going to have to do more fighting. Because the evil side is not going to let up till they get in power. Evil doesn't care about anybody but itself. And even when it comes to evil people, they will eat their own. Because the evil is about controlling all of us. They want us to depend on government. Again, there has never been a society that has ever worked when government controls everything. Because it's the individuals who are your bureaucrats. Now, here in America, the individuals who are your big corporations. They have all the money. They have all the clout. They can finance everything. And again, you have a number of these big billionaire finance or financiers. They're using their clout to experiment with us. We, the people, have the power. We got to learn to use it. And I'm talking about the power of good. We need to continue to believe in God. Because when we stop believing in God, when we stop believing in morality, when we allow evil to dictate our lives, then we no longer have a civilized society. So what I'm going to tell you right now, if you are a good person, you need to educate yourself and educate others. Because at the end of the day, we are fighting a war against evil. So my question to you all is, do you want peace or do you want war? The choice is yours. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. And of course, if you're looking for some more education, check me out on the Mind of STEM channel, where I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And you can also check me out on Blog Talk Radio, 215-383-5785. And if you can't find me on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, simply look me up on Facebook. And at the end of the day, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of this. Be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Always know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And again, I want you all to support my content. At least view and share all the videos. This is positive content. Right now, I'm not charging anything. But if I don't get support, I'm going to start charging. Cash App, PayPal, and Patreon. Because individuals that support my content deserve my content. If you can support women, you can support the brothers. And at the end of the day, I'm looking out for the brothers. Again, thank you for listening to this commentary, the 401 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. You all have a wonderful and blessed day. God bless you. I'm out.